Good morning. My name is Rick White from 180 Biz, and this is my just one thing. One of the reasons why we're in the position we're in as far as health goes, we fall into a trap that you create. You create this trap, okay? I don't want you to hear this just the way you are. What do I mean by that? Number one, when you hire somebody and you don't set goals and expectations, you got a problem because in your mind you're hiring them to do this, but you're getting this, and that gets you in trouble. And this is called the transparency of illusion. It's a psychological term where you unconsciously expect everybody to know what you want and need. It doesn't work that way. It never works that way. It doesn't work in your relationships at home. It doesn't work with the relationships at work. You've got to be crystal clear about what your expectations are. And by expectations, I mean minimums. You should have a goal and you should have a minimum. I'm going to tell you that when I set goals for my shop, they never put me out of business because all I ever got was, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But when I put minimums in, holy crap, my business grew by 30%. So you've got to give people a ruler so they know where they stand. It's one of the kindest things you can do for somebody, because how many of your team members are going home every day not knowing whether they won or lost, not knowing whether they made a contribution or were they not a contribution that day? I think that is so important. And I understand you're afraid they're going to leave. You're afraid that if you push on them, they're going to go someplace else. But listen, it's your job to get it so that your shop is the go-to shop based on compensation, benefits, conditions, and reputation. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. You've got to get it so that if they're going to leave your shop, it's going to hurt them. They're going to lose something they can't get anywhere else. So that's the first thing. Number one, you got to have goals and expectations for them. If you don't share those in a crystal clear format, you are in trouble. You're in trouble because, again, this is where frustration starts. It starts because you think you're paying for this, but you're getting this. And we don't deal with it because we're afraid we're going to lose them. But I want to tell you something. I truly believe that if we could get away from the fear of losing people, that when you hire somebody, they genuinely want to do a good job for you. They really do. The problem is they don't know what a good job looks like, and they end up just floundering. And as long as you're giving them paychecks, they feel like I must be doing okay because you haven't said anything. But if you were to sit down with somebody in the beginning and say, listen, this is what the job looks like. Here are the responsibilities that you are responsible for. And here are the outcomes that I want and need from you. Now, when you get buy in from them, it makes a huge difference. And then the last thing I just want to kind of touch on here with this, don't hire people for what they can do today. See, that's what gets people stuck. You think you bring him in, he's exactly what you need for today. But a year from now, guess what? He's not. 2 years from now, he's definitely not, or she's not. Listen, I need you to hear this part of it. Don't hire people for what they can do today. I was talking to a shop owner recently, and he's got a B Tech. And I said, well, how long has he been there? He said 6 years. You can't hire people for what they're doing today. You're going to hire techs that don't believe in training. I know it all. I don't have to do anything. That is like one of the biggest lies. The I already know everything is such a crock with this industry and the way we're growing and expanding in technology. They've got to be constantly growing. If they're not constantly growing, then they're dying and they're not part of the team. First thing you got to do is not hire people for what they can do today, but you got to get them to understand that when you bring somebody in, you're going to grow, you're going to develop, you're going to become better and better. That's my job. See, that's the other thing. You wait for them to get better. That doesn't work that way. You are the catalyst to helping them get better. How do you do that? With your goals and expectations. When you share your goals and expectations, you're setting a bar that's higher than what they're currently doing. And that's exactly what you want, right? You want to create that friction, right? It's kind of like that pressure. I don't know. I think I forget what it's called. But you know how you can fill a glass, and if you're really, really careful, you can actually overfill it, and there's this tension that goes across the water where it's actually bubbled up over the glass, but it won't spill over yet. That is what we need to create as business owners in our businesses. We need to push our people to become better, more. I want somebody, when they leave me, right, to go someplace else, which happens, I want them to look back and go, holy crap, my life was better because of Rick, because of you. That's what this is all about. Number one, you got to have clear goals and expectations. You got to know what it is you want. You got to know how they help you get there. And then you have to share that with them. Second thing, don't hire them for who they are today. You're hiring them for who you believe they're going to be tomorrow. Constant and never ending improvement. That's super, super important. Here's the secret sauce to all of it. It's called accountability. It's feedback and accountability. Okay. You've got to be able to give them, hey, man, this is what you're shooting for. This is what you're getting. How can I help? Right. Get them so they're moving forward. You only do that with feedback and holding them accountable. If this video resonated with you, please share it. We need to get the word out. There are too many shop owners struggling today, not only just make ends meet, but to taking care for themselves and their families. Nothing breaks my heart more than hearing a shop owner tell somebody else not to get into this industry. This industry is absolutely amazing. There are so many opportunities. So please share this video. Also, I would love for you or somebody you know to be there. It's our next Shop Owners Roundtable. Absolutely free. Typically, we have about anywhere from about 40 to 60 shop owners in there. It's really a lot of fun. 1 hour just talking shop. And then the last thing is if you want to get this whole thing about getting help, on the 10th at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a full webinar on it. It's really going to be cool. If you're interested, I just want to say God bless, have some fun, and go make some money. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.